Good evening, everybody. This is Model Railroad Addict coming to you back down here at the layout room. This is layout update video number 5. In the last video, I said I was going to be off this weekend and was going to get some work done here on the layout. As you can see, obviously I have. Last video, this was the only section of the bench work that I had up, and as you can see now, I've got quite a bit of it up. Debating. I was going to have a little section right here. I was debating on whether to put that in or not, or I may end up, I got to do some work to this one if I am, or I may end up having to put some kind of riser there. I'll explain that here in a little bit once I get around to that part. But this is all the layout, all the bench work's up. It is 100% level with the exception of one area, and I'll get to that in a minute. It is about 43 inches from the floor to the edge here. Once I put the road bed, or not road bed, but the bench tops on, it'll be about 43.5 inches up off the ground. It's a good height. Obviously, I'll be ducking under right here to get into the middle section in here. Plenty of room in there to get back. All my arm reaches. I will have to reach no further than approximately, the furthest reach I'll have will be right here, and it is 36 inches to the back, but as you can see, I can just about get to the wall standing straight on my feet. So no concerns on being able to reach any of the bench work, any of the layout. It's all pretty good. This section right here is a 2 foot wide by 7 foot long, something like that. 2 foot by 7, I think it is. The section right here is 69 inches from this point to that point, and it is 31 and 7/16 deep. This section right here is 4 by 8. This is a 4 by 8 section right here. This section right here is 30 inches by 24. This section right here, from right there all the way to here, is 10 foot by 3 foot. And then this section right here is 6 foot by 33.5. And I was planning on putting a section here, but I ran into a little bit of a problem. This section right here, I don't know if you can see, it looks crooked. It looks like it's leaning to this side right here. It's leaning down. Right back here, it's perfectly level. As it comes out this way, it kind of, I don't know if this 2x4 I used here is kind of bowed or bent. I didn't really check it that good, but it is actually bowing. It's actually going down, and it actually drops down almost a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. If I set the level on it, I mean, you have to raise the level up. If I set a level across here, you have to raise it up on this side about a half an inch to almost 3/4 inch to get it to actually level. But yet back here, you go across the blade on this one, it's dead level. So I don't know. And if you go from back here up to here, it's level. It's just as soon as you start to come off that, I don't know if the board bows down right here, because these three right here, this one's not as bad off as this one's a little worse, and this one is by far the worst. So I'm thinking I've got a bad 2x4 right here. So I didn't really build the section in right here because it was going to be higher than that section, and it's just going to be a little bit unlevel right there. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. So when I tried to build it, push it up with the legs right there, all it was doing was lifting the whole layout up. So I didn't want to do that. So it's either I take that section down and redo it with different wood, or leave it as it is. And my wife suggested just coming off this over, and if it is a half an inch or so taller, just use the risers when the wood comes around. Just raise it up to the level of what it is. That way, it's I can just use the risers and correct that. Get those. I think Woodland Scenic makes those styrofoam risers I can use to raise it up. It only have to come up about a half an inch, 3/4 inch at the most. I could start rising it back here and just have it kind of curve around and raise up to this level to do it. But as for what the layout plan is on it, like I say, it'll run a double main. I'll have a double main coming through here, going around, wrapping back through here, going back, around here, up through here, it'll come around here, and then curve back onto here, then come back and join on here. So it'd be a kind of an L-shaped double main line. It would not quite an oval. It'll have a little left turns, right turns. It won't be perfectly straight. I'll probably curve it back here and kind of curve it out, so I have like a little S coming up off the back to get onto this. Center section right here, I've had a couple guys suggest putting a divider up to divide the table into two 2-foot sections and have two separate scenes there. I thought about doing a town scene right there to where I could have like a main street where it would have a basically a road that would run right down the middle, and then you'd have a couple of cross streets, and I'd have, you know, streets and cars and stoplights and stuff like that in there, and do something like that there with that fact. And then I'd have an industry over here, probably something right in here, have an industry back over here, one back over in here. I'd still do the whole back here to go out into the staging yard over there, and that'll work good with HO and HO scale. N scale, obviously, I'd probably be able to have a few extra industries, and the staging yard would be absolutely humongous. And then if it was O gauge, then it would still be the double main line, and it would probably limit me to just maybe like one industry over here. I'd probably turn this still maybe into a town scene with maybe I'm not real sure, but it would be like one industry would be out here or something. I probably only get about 2 industries on here decently. It would mostly be mainline running and scenery and just detail, and then the hole in the wall back here out into the staging. But now I got this N scale set up out here because I just wanted to run a train. I went ahead and got the tabletop put on this section right here. I did have to cut that to get down in this basement. My stairs going up are right there, and they go up, and then back up. I mean, and I just could not get the 4x8 down here in one sheet. In fact, most all this bench work was brought down here and then assembled down here. So it was all put together with the 1x4s here. They were all put together with the 2-inch wood screws. Where I've used 2x4s, I used the 3-inch wood screws, and I did make one. I measured from here to here, and I used the tape and I butted it to butted it, and it said it was 66 and 7/8, or 66 and 3/8, excuse me, and then I'd add 3 inches for the tape. Well, then I went upstairs, cut everything out, brought it back down, went to set this in place, and I was short 3 inches. I forgot to add the 3 inches on the tape when I went upstairs and measured. Luckily, 2x4s are 1.5 inches, so I was able to put a section here of 2x4s in here to make up the difference. That's my only hiccup on making this bench work so far, with the exception of that piece of wood right there. But I'm going to put the tabletops on. I got all that up in the garage. It's Sunday evening. I quit for the evening already. Be something I'll work on later this week. I'm off Wednesday and Thursday. I work next weekend, so probably be if I get to do it Wednesday and Thursday, I'll probably get most of it done one of those 2 days. I'm sure I'll do some golfing on one of those 2 days also. And I'm going to paint, like where it's all black through there, I'm going to paint all the fronts black on this, so the front face is kind of black. I'm going to add in backdrops. Not real certain what I'm going to use for backdrops. I don't like the concrete walls, so I'm going to obviously get something to cover the concrete walls up and use that as a backdrop. I'm not going to use the concrete walls. So kind of got some pictures up over there, but this is where it's at. And like I say, I had to get a train out and run it because I hadn't ran one in a while. So my N scale was easily accessible, and so I went ahead and set it up. The Kato Unitrack makes it really nice, really fast to set up. Go ahead and run it. But yeah, it was just a little train here. Nothing real major. Just something to run in the meantime while I'm getting all this bench work up. Like I say, after I get the tabletops put on it, which will probably be close to the end of the second week of August, the decision then will be made on what scale I'm going to run from all the comments and stuff. I'm getting a lot of people have not been really commenting on the video itself. They've been sending me messages to my inbox and stuff, and it's one scale is obviously got more hits than the others. actually the others. But there is another scale that is really, I'm kind of shocked on, that was really making a comeback. I've gotten about 45 emails since my last video to my inbox, and probably 30 of them were for that scale. Not really going to say until the end after I make the decision, suspense or whatnot, but it's just how I want to do it. So this video is going on 10.5 minutes here. Like I say, all my bench work is up with the exception of this section right here. I'm going to figure out if I'm just going to fix that or do the idea of with the risers and stuff to level it out and not worry about it. Because like I say, it's not off real bad, just this one corner. So the everywhere else it's only off about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. It's just when it comes down here, it's off about 1/2 inch. So I'll decide on that if I'm going to fix that, take that tear out back down, fix it, or just build the section across and have it, you know, however much higher it is, and use the Woodland Scenic risers on it. So, but thought I promised everybody to get a video up this weekend if I had all the bench work up. So I got probably 95% of it up, 90% of it up, minus the thing. So there you go. Next layout video will probably be in a week or so. So until then, take it easy. Signing off.